Yes, home sales are down almost 25% here in Toms River, New Jersey. And yes, interest rates are up almost double since about the same time last year. But inventory, or the number of homes for sale here in Toms River, has not increased dramatically within the last year. So I'm Jim Flanagan, broker of record, Coldwell Banker Flanagan Realty, and never miss a Monday market report here in Toms River, New Jersey. So let's talk about where the market is today, right, which is Monday, October 24th, and where we may see it going for the rest of the year here in Toms River, New Jersey. So to start with, let's keep things in perspective, shall we? Okay. The housing market is not crashing. So there's good news for buyers and there's good news for sellers. Like I said, opening up, yes, sales are down significantly, 25% year to date. This is the result of the Fed increasing interest rates, which then increase mortgage rates. So we've seen mortgage interest rates more than double since the beginning of this year. Okay, and they're going to continue to go up. Most experts say we're still going to see increases throughout the rest of 2022. We'll talk a little bit about that more later. But with the rise in interest rates, we have not seen home prices decrease. We've seen them decelerate significantly. They are not going up at the rate that they were at the beginning of the year or back in 2021 or 2020. We've definitely seen them cool off, kind of plateau or flatten out, if you will. The Fed poured cold water all over housing prices by raising interest rates. So we're seeing home prices decelerate, but not decrease, at least not significantly in any Toms River market areas. Maybe in some other parts of the country, but not too much in Toms River. So, as you can see in the chart behind me, there is no crash in 2022. I don't care what the crypto experts are telling you. I don't care what your uncle is telling you. I don't care what your neighbor is telling you. It's impossible for the market to crash right now or in 2022 because there is no hyper supply like we had in 2008. Okay? To put things in perspective, prior to the pandemic, in January, February of 2020 and going back into 2019, okay, in Toms River, New Jersey, the average inventory of homes for sale in Toms River, single family homes, was around 800 single family homes. That was a balanced market, almost just teetering on a seller's market. About 800 homes is a balanced market for Toms River, right? Today, as I stand here, Monday, October 24th, there are 225 single family homes for sale in Toms River. 225, okay? Almost a quarter of what was available for sale back in 2019, right? So no hyper supply. You need hyper supply to have a crash. You need supply to be up so far and demand to be down so far to have a crash. We don't have a crash. What we have is a stall because supply is holding steady, but demand has decreased by 25%. So, demand has come down, but supply has just come up just a little bit, go up and down, bounces around that 200 to 225 mark. So no crash. Good news for buyers is you do have leverage now, something you haven't had in the last 2 years. So if you're looking to buy a home in Toms River, and yes, I know interest rates are daunting, okay? They're ridiculous. What the Fed created this problem by printing money, and now the Fed is creating another problem by raising rates in order to bring inflation down, and they're causing what we call an affordability crisis. We don't have a housing crisis. We have an affordability crisis created by our government. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have to deal with it. So there's above list price, right? Waiving all of your contingencies, maybe including your dog, maybe including your car, maybe including your Harley, whatever it took to get the house. Today, you don't have to do that anymore, right? You have 16 to 19 days now to select a house. You're not competing against 20, 30, 40, or 50 other buyers for that house. If the house is priced right, if it's a cream puff, if it's a shiny penny, and it's priced right, you may be competing against 3 or 5 other buyers, maybe not. The other good news is you don't have to go too far above list price on 75% of the listings. You can even go, yes, ladies and gentlemen, less than list price. 75% of the homes for sale in Toms River you could probably get for less than list price. And you could probably keep your home inspection. You don't have to waive your home inspection. You have the appraisal to protect you. You don't have to waive the appraisal or bridge the appraisal gap anymore because it's illegal to waive the appraisal if you're financing or mortgaging your home. You could probably renegotiate or negotiate inspection repairs again. Couldn't do that for the last 2 years. You could probably, in 75% of the instances, get the seller to give you some kind of concession to perhaps buy down your points or buy down your mortgage interest rate a couple of points. If you're interested in a 2-1 buy down, leave a comment on this video. I'll introduce you to a couple of expert mortgage brokers, loan originators, loan officers in the area who are fluent in the 2-1 buy down. So you could probably get the seller to pay to buy down your rate for 2 years, right? 2 years. So there's a lot of things in favor of the buyer. The only thing not in favor of the buyer right now, or in the buyer's favor, are rates. Okay? Everything else is good for buyers. Rates, not so good, but we could get the seller to buy that down in most cases. Or you're comfortable with the payment. Most experts are saying in 2023 and 2024, rates are going to come down again. Okay? We don't know when, but most mortgage experts are forecasting if we go into a recession, rates will definitely come down. So then you can refinance your rate. The only thing that be very careful, again, I don't have a crystal ball, but if we go into a recession and rates come down with inventory where it is, that'll stir up another frenzy of buyers coming into the market, because right now the buyers that are out of the market in Toms River, it's because of an affordability issue. Not because they don't want to buy a house, they just can't afford to buy a house. So when rates come down and it becomes more affordable, more buyers will come back into the market, and that'll bring prices back up. It'll bring bidding wars back in. I don't know if it'll be as crazy as 2020 or 2021, but when rates come down, we're going to see the market pick up again. So another reason to buy now. So again, keeping things in perspective, I know there's a lot of fear and uncertainty and bad news and headlines in Toms River, New Jersey, but it's not all doom and gloom, ladies and gentlemen. We live in Toms River. The market is strong. There is no hyper supply. Like I said, we have about 225 homes currently for sale in Toms River. We're heading into November and December, traditionally a slower time of year. These homes will actually start to come off the market as people take their homes off for the holidays. What is that going to do? Okay, it's not going to create hyper supply. It's going to create the opposite. So the market is not going to crash. So if you really want your dream home in Toms River, you have a couple of weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, to really get out there. You have time. Like I said, you have 2 to 3 weeks right now to find your house, get comfortable with the mortgage payment, put an offer in. You have leverage, negotiate. Home sellers are willing to take contingencies again. This may be the only window of opportunity in the next 2, 3, or 4 months, depending on where rates go next year, for buyers to actually get the house at the price they can afford, even though it's going to be a struggle with rates. And then when rates come down in the future, in the next year or two, you can refinance and have equity in your home, because prices, like I said, are stable right now and most likely will continue to accelerate once rates come down. So that's where we are on Monday, October 24th, 2022 in Toms River, New Jersey. I'm Jim Flanagan, Coldwell Banker Flanagan Realty. I'm going to do this live here on Facebook every Monday about the same time, between 4 and 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So never miss a Monday market report with Jim, and leave a comment below if you have any specific questions. And if you're interested in that 2-1 buy down, specifically mention the 2-1 buy down. I'll get you in touch with the best lenders that handle that product. And the rest of the day to yourselves.